start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be part of it. New York, New York.
So hey, we're here today at the United Nations building. I'm here with Douglas Bowman and John Mullen, authors of Florencia. And we want to talk for just a little bit with John and Douglas about how we got here, what we're trying to accomplish while we're here, and the great charity and work that's going to be done in Mozambique and what we're trying to accomplish there. So maybe Douglas, we could begin a little bit with you and talk a little bit about how we got here with the book and with this kind of monumental meeting at the United Nations.
It's really been a story about one step in front of another. Firstly, getting Florencia a leg in India, and then kind of putting on the back burner our own book that we were writing together, John and myself, and on the back of getting her leg and taking her back to Mozambique in the bush, then writing her story, which Rob's company, Bestsellers, did a fantastic job publicizing that and on Amazon and around news outlets, etc. And our partnership with them and with Jaipur Foot, who in Jaipur gave or donated the prosthetic leg to Florencia, led really to a combination of them being highlighted at the United Nations and them wanting to highlight our book at the United Nations.
Fantastic. What kind of precipitated this, motivated you both to do the book and now, of course, raise the money and actually create the charity?
Right. Well, in essence, it was all sown in 2002 when John and myself, burnt out entrepreneur, burnt out pastor, decided we'd need to do something radical, and we went to Mozambique with a faith-based humanitarian group.
Yeah.
And they had a mantra, stop for the one. And it wasn't like a mission statement that you hope to fulfill. They fulfilled it every day, whether it was an elderly person who needed food, an AIDS orphan, or AIDS widow.
Wow.
They reached out every single day, and by that time they'd built up to almost 1,000 orphans. And then what we thought was remarkable, they were distributing those orphans to families in churches and around the communities. And we just thought, we were deeply touched by it. And we thought, you know what, we can't save the world, but we can stop for one.
Right.
So 15 years later, you swing forward, and I'd been to New Zealand and Czech Republic and Scotland and landed back in Santa Barbara, out on a walk with John and out in the clear blue air. Both of us had this thought, let's write a story about that.
Yeah.
We knew the title immediately, The Accidental Disciple, because it was like we were real disciples for the first time kind of thing. And we started writing it, and we were about 13 chapters into it, and then we thought, many people around the world don't even know about Mozambique, where it is, what its country's like. And so we thought, well, let's tell them not statistics but stories of great poverty.
Yeah.
Mud huts swept away by cyclones annually, year after year, and between 500,000 and 1 million landmines that have been in the country. And Europe and America and Japan and New Zealand and other countries put in $256 million to remove all the landmines.
Right.
And which they did in 15 years.
Spectacular.
The president, on the title of the book, he thought it was going to take 150 years to get the mines out, and it took 15, which is, they've already had a miracle.
Yes.
And so we thought, well, let's get the girl a leg.
Yeah.
We've seen this story, let's get the girl a leg.
We have 193 copies, I believe, that are going out to all the ambassadors that are here for the UN, and you're going to be presenting today, John, to the General Council.
That's right. So we're just so excited because we're really here because of Jaipur Foot, as Douglas mentioned.
Yeah.
And so they took 193 of our books, and they already distributed them to the ambassadors.
Fantastic.
So they now have them, and they're in their hands. And we're also excited because just recently, former President Chissano from Mozambique wrote the foreword to the book, so we reprinted the book. So today at 5 o'clock, they've asked me to speak, and I'll be sharing about the book and about our relationship with Jaipur Foot and and specifically Florencia, who has now become a prosthetic technician,
Yeah.
and will be part of our camp this summer.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So she's really the focal point of the story, and she went from needing prosthetic leg to now being a technician because of your work and
Right.
Jaipur Foot in India. Maybe you could share for a moment about the connection between what Jaipur Foot is doing worldwide and what you're hoping to do in Mozambique.
Yeah, they're involved in about 37 countries now,
Yeah.
and it's one of the reasons why they're here. And in fact, there's an exhibit today of Jaipur Foot that's running all week. And so they just have put about 500,000 legs on folks for free over the last 40 years.
Amazing.
And so they're working all around the world in many, many different countries. And so this camp that we're doing this summer, they'll be resourcing the camp. So they'll be sending all the supplies and equipment down, as well as some of their technicians to work with Florencia and the 3 technicians that she's been trained with.
Yeah.
And so they'll have their stamp on this. And then we're really creating what we call a proof of concept in Mozambique, where we're going to be putting legs on 250 amputees.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned before, and we mentioned in the book, there's 10,000 amputees in Mozambique.
Yeah.
So this is our first step towards putting legs on the 10,000. And we're super excited about what's going to take place this summer, that there's 250 people that are not walking right now. By August, they'll be walking.
Yeah, fantastic. Congratulations on that. I'd love to ask you a little bit about the partnership, what we're trying to accomplish today at the United Nations. Of course, John will be speaking to the United Nations. We're giving the book out to all the ambassadors. Maybe tell us a little of what we're trying to accomplish today.
You know, we want to highlight this story of compassion. Just imagine living in America,
Yeah,
read an article about a lady in Mozambique,
yeah,
thousands of miles away. Reach her, bring her to Jaipur,
right,
and get her limbs.
right,
And the day she gets limbs, she starts dancing.
yeah.
I mean, all of us were in tears.
And she's a technician now to,
And after that,
yeah,
she has been further empowered.
yeah,
She again was invited with the help of some corporate body for training. And we trained her for 4 months
Yeah.
along with 3 other colleagues. So a lady who lost her limb
yeah.
would now be making limbs for others.
Wonderful.
It's the most beautiful kind of a story.